Hello, mayors and mayoresses. How are you? I hope so. We are here to start another episode of this vanilla series here with the winter weather snowing in Barbazine, Iceland. If you're enjoying this series, please leave your like right here at the beginning, okay? If you haven't subscribed yet, I ask you to consider subscribing. And go ahead and leave that nice like right here at the beginning of the video because it really helps a lot along with your high five if you have that option. We're walking around here with the snow falling. The downtown area here isn't snowy yet, right? But the mountains are. And let's continue progressing on the island. Let's keep expanding. Let's see what it needs. For now, everything's fine. Everything's normal. Let's get to today's video, 0 degrees today. So guys, I removed the bike lanes here, right? The bike lane at this intersection of avenues here with the roundabout because, man, the idea here is to prioritize the flow of vehicles, right? So I reinforced the bike lane around it. Here at the square, okay, so on this street that goes around the square, bikes are allowed, and here on the boardwalk, bikes are also allowed, right? People can access the square by bike, but not on this road. So you can see that the bike lane ends here, and there's already a sign indicating that bikes are not allowed past this point. I don't know if they ride on the sidewalk, right? On the sidewalk, it wouldn't be such a problem. But they're not supposed to access this street here. Well, let's go. We did the renovation here and everything. And I think it's about time for us to do a thorough check here and see what's missing. Well, when it comes to happiness, unemployment is the most negative here, -2, and traffic, -1. There's not much we can do about traffic. I think it's actually doing okay, all right. That -1 is probably because of bicycle traffic jams. There's also a lot to do about noise pollution because what I could have done, I've already done, which is raising awareness, not banning combustion engines. It reduces noise and local air pollution. So this policy is already active. Regarding unemployment, we can see that unemployment is at 14%, which is actually quite high. It's not alarming, but it's something we can solve. Many people will still be employed because we have 16,300 job openings and only 15,700 are filled. So there are still about 600 positions to be filled. They're probably jobs that require a higher level of education. And people, they will graduate over time. 37%, that is, the majority of the population have higher education. 15% are well educated. 16% are educated. 19% have little education, and 11% have no education at all. We know about the game's vanilla version. I really hope Iceflake Studios fixes this. There is a very, very low capacity for elementary schools, to the point where you need to have 20 elementary schools in a city of this size. I placed a few here. We have a Mediterranean elementary school, right, which really matches the style that was used. And this school here already has 1,500 students. I've already added the upgrade that allows for those extra 500 students. Look, over here we have another Mediterranean-style elementary school, right? It's even surrounded by promenades here, right? There's a promenade over here, there's a promenade here, right? And people walk around. It's right here between these semi-detached houses and the old tourist-style ones we have further this way in the downtown area. And it's also really crowded, 1,000 students. We can add an upgrade here for another 500 students, but it'll probably get full quickly too. Zooming out, we can see more schools over here. This one here is an elementary school. It also only fits 400 students. That's not much, right? It's in a transition zone near the suburbs. And I can't make improvements because there's no space. It adds more buildings, but there's no land available for that, so it'll stay with the 400 students here in the back. We also have 1,500 spots in this school, which is pretty big, right? Because there's space here. It's already a big suburb, and I've already made the improvements. We have a children's clinic here, and over here there's a playground. So there are another 1,500 spots available. And finally, I think here, look, this building, not this one. It's for high school. We have a high school building here, which is for 1,200 students. That's what I find confusing, right? This one below is 1,500, but one building is 1,200, right? There are fewer students here. This is for high school, and there's a court. I put in all the upgrades I could, and we also have a high school here. See, right. Here's a Mediterranean-style high school, also already upgraded, which increases the capacity to 400 students. So, as you saw, we have two high schools, this one and this one, and they basically meet almost all the demand. Look, it's almost here in the orange. The elementary schools, 1, 2, 3, 4, don't even come close to the capacity of the high schools. So, I think it's a bit unbalanced, and I hope Ice Flake Studios fixes that. In the other neighborhood, right next door, we only have one elementary school, which is also really crowded. I think I'm going to build another elementary school back here to give our kids even more capacity to study. So, I'm going to put this here, the upgrades that can be done, and that's it. I'm not sure if this neighborhood really deserves a high school because let me see how many people live here. It has about 1,000 residents. Yeah, I think we can put a high school here, maybe a small one, with a capacity for 400 students should be enough. But it will have to be here at the end because it's the only place with enough space. Look, there's a sports park here, which is pretty big and would fit here, so we could put it here. I'll put it here. And there's an extension wing here too, which I didn't want to put here. Exactly because it will prevent me from continuing this street over here, unless I move this school a little to the side. No, it won't fit because of the roundabout, but that's okay. Let's leave it here for now and continue this street as an alley. Alright, it's a little neighborhood here that's pretty complete, right? Demands are in full swing. The population is growing. Money is coming into the treasury, right? And the treasury is pretty full. Everything is going really well. Let's try to solve this unemployment here by creating and generating good jobs in our production. We can see that there is a huge demand. It's the biggest demand here in the city. Actually, when it comes to crude oil extraction, we are importing and consuming 701 tons here internally. Even though this island has oil here for us to explore, right? Let me remove the other natural resources and leave only the oil so we can see. Look, there's some here, right? Some over here and some here. However, I believe these other places are beautiful and have strong tourism potential. So, I don't think an oil industry, which is a pretty aggressive industry, would fit here. Right. Also here, these little islands, I think you could do something really cool with them. Here, like it or not, it's the simplest part since the island is beautiful. This spot is especially simple. Well, so let's start thinking about this oil industry, creating jobs, and on top of that, producing something here that we import a lot, right? For that, I'll have to buy more areas here on the map. To start, I think this square, this one, maybe this one, and this one, right? Because we can do extraction at sea. It'll also cost us almost $1 million, but that's fine for someone who has 27,000. And it's going to increase our square maintenance by 98,000 a month. So maybe we'll see expenses going up and getting close to the revenue numbers. But that's okay because we're going to build an oil industry here, which will definitely bring in much more than what we're spending. It's an investment, maybe in the medium term, so let's go. The idea is to use this road here, right, which comes from the main neighborhood and gives access to this other oil workers neighborhood. It provides access to these industries and services. Continue extending it through here and maybe make this road go around here, this hill, because we have a hill here. The snow is retreating, right? It's in a state of thaw here and go around here so that it comes to this other side. Okay, we have another road here that can give access to the back part here of the mountain, this back part of the mountain. There probably won't be oil. There's no oil here, only in the sea actually. That's where it is. But this flat space here can be used for us to store the barrels that were extracted. Obviously, you can't put them in the sea or on the mountain, right? Because it's very steep terrain. So they'll be stored here in the back, and then this road can be exclusive, right? To access this storage area of the warehouses. And then we have the highway, right? This is the main highway of the island, right? It comes from the island's access point, right? For those who don't know, the external connection of the map comes from this tunnel and already gives access to this highway. So it's really important here on the island. And then it could have an intersection here, which would be very welcome since the next intersection is only up ahead, right? So it could have an intersection here and give access to this back part of the oil industry. And maybe even a third village around here. Look, we have a bay, and actually, bays go really well with ports. I don't know if I would also make a port for loading and unloading here in this bay instead of a village. I mix both depending on the space, and we make use of this whole side over here. All right, plan established. Let's get to work. So here's a time lapse for you on the screen. And well, it's been a while since I did a little build in time lapse. So I decided to bring it to this video because, man, it's really nice to build without having to worry about presenting at the same time, right? When I build while presenting, my brain splits into two tasks. And I think I end up not doing either of them 100%. I build here calmly while listening to music, and now I'm showing you a time lapse. Commenting, well, I basically did what I said I would do, which is to extend a road at the foot of the mountain between the hill and the sea. And for us to place the oil stations, we need a street that can be zoned so we can give access to the trucks. So I made some streets parallel to the road, specifically to accommodate this building here from the oil industry. I was also concerned about the access points. After all, we have to provide this access from the coastal highway to the local street of the industry. So it was something very simple. I just created two access ramps, one shorter, making a roundabout, and another longer one on the outside, going around a small hill here. But it turned out really nice. It looks great. And I'll show it to you better after the time lapse ends. Well, the coastal road here won't be finished for now because we don't have any more space to buy on the map. So the rest of this oil industry will be left for the future. I don't know if it will still happen in this episode. It will depend on how much we produce. Here we also need to meet that demand of at least 700 tons. Anything above that is profit, right? Because we'll be able to export, and in the future, we'll have a port nearby which will help us with this task. I also built the access roads here to Villa dos Petroleros. So I've already connected the road here, this seaside road, and made the connection with the other highway. Over there. That will be more for those who want to access the yards, right? The warehouses and the containers. It'll be here in this area. And I was really careful, as you can see in the time lapse, with the lane math. Especially when it comes to the exit and entrance, right? When switching from one road to another, and well, guys. So it turned out to be a simple project under a lot of rain. And we managed to put two offshore oil drilling area centers here. We have onshore oil drilling, which is this one here, which we do kind of like farms. However, we don't have any onshore oil on the island, only offshore. So we're only going to use this option here, right? We're having problems with sewage and electricity. After all, the highway doesn't come with plumbing or underground wiring, but we can solve that with road services. And upgrading the lighting here, then we'll complete this underground wiring up to here and connect it to this other road as well. All right, lighting is sorted out, and now we just need to take care of the sewage. I'll bring it from here as well, more or less along with the road to keep everything organized. All right, that's done here too. I think now the problem will be solved, like I told you here. I won't be able to continue for now, but let's see how the production of these two stations goes. Here's the access I made, so the people who arrive will be able to benefit from these. This second lane, which is actually at a different level, so the main road keeps going up here in the access. It goes down because it's going to go around this little hill here. There's a little hill here, and it's going to access this street. And this street will already give access to this gas station and this other gas station here. In the end, I plan to extend it in the future, but for now, I left a roundabout here for the trucks to turn around. And at the exit, we have this other little turnaround here, right? And then it's free to continue and go on its way here. In this connection over here, we have two connections. In one, I used access ramps, and in the other, I put a roundabout because this one is going to be temporary. And I think I'm going to bring this road a little closer over here and connect it with this one up ahead. Because I think these two accesses are too close together, so let's space them out a bit. I'll bring it over here and connect the two here and use this area to build the warehouses. And this connection turned out really nice. Here we have one lane on one side, two on the other, and two on this side, because we're going to have vehicles coming from here and vehicles coming from here. So they merge and become these two lanes that in the future, one will give access to the oil stations and the other will continue here. We have one lane, but it splits here into two, because one is to go straight and the other is to turn. Here to the left. And here in the future, two lanes also open up because we're going to enter the roundabout, and on the way back, two lanes as well. One going to the village and the other going straight ahead to the industry. So that's how it turned out. It looks really nice, really cute. And well, let's go. Let's keep going with the construction process. Here we have the oil port pier where oil tankers dock to unload their cargo. And the idea is to pull exactly this end that we have here and see how it turns out. I'll even turn it on here. The resources part is that we can pull it all the way here to the end, all the way here to the end. There's a lot of oil, so we can really make good use of this area. For now, the farthest we can pull is up to here. All right, but then man, I think I'm gonna have to buy all these squares here to connect with the outside. Man, if that's the case, it's kind of lame. Really lame. Let me see. Over here too, we can extend it here, right? We finished our Recife, our coral reef here. I'm going to have to make an adjustment to the terrain too, so we don't have these dark and weird navigation spots here. And here we also have the compliant tower of the oil platform, which will extract and process crude oil from rock formations below, here under sea level. And this one is supposed to be positioned closer to the coast in shallower waters, because it is anchored to the ocean floor and will require the connection of the pipelines here. But since I'm going to work on the terrain, I prefer to work in this area first and then position these platforms. Well, this little piece here will still be missing, but I'm going to buy it now, so we'll have this whole big square closed off. As the saying goes, it's just a drop in the bucket for someone already in deep. So I'll need to set it up here like I did before to get it ready. Do you see the passenger ships? You can notice that this seabed here was altered precisely to make the appearance of the seabed look more natural and avoid weird spots. The thing is going to be with the leveling tool, where we'll make everything the same level, trying to follow the coastline's terrain more or less up to the height level found on the seabed. Here is where they meet. See, so I don't need to go further. This is the limit, and then I remove these accumulated parts here. All right, it looks like this. Visually, it's okay too. There's a big sandbank over here. You can see it clearly. But they won't stop the ships from sailing. Well, then we're going to make the route. We have two docking points here on one side. Oh, I don't connect to the outside. Is it just for me to connect with the tower here? Oh, okay, so wait, I got confused. This one is for shallow water, so it can stay here. This one is for deeper waters, so that's the one we can use to stay around here, okay? Now I think I messed up. I didn't necessarily need to build these piers here. It can go anywhere. What needs to stay in the oil area is the platform. And then we connect the pier, not to the outside, but to the platforms. I think that's basically it. So, wait a minute, let me move this back and connect it here, and do the same thing here. Okay, that's how it turned out. I think we can make good use of the oil area here, these small, shallow water extractors. I can connect it directly here to the pier using the pipeline and these deep water platforms here. The connection has to be made here with the ships. So I'll make a route here and I'll make one on this other side as well. And I'll leave these two empty just so we can gauge the production level. And also so we don't overcrowd a small space with ships. Because since we built everything close together, the navigation space got tight and it's better not to fill it up too much with ships. Like this. It's the same on this side too. Well, I could have placed this pier somewhere else, but since it's already here, I'm not going to move it. It didn't turn out to be very fun to do this offshore oil extraction. Now, I've more or less learned how to do it. Maybe I'll extend it over here, depending on whether we need more production, already keeping that in mind. And here we have the small oil park, which is for storage. It's for making the deposit. And I can't place it here, which is where I wanted to put it. I'm forced to place it inside this circle, which is a shame. This one stores 30 tons, this one 50 and 70, the biggest of all, and I can't even place it here. Because the space is really tight. I'm having an idea here for the future, but I don't think it's going to work. I was thinking about making a canal up to here, putting one of these stations, and making access by ship through this canal and putting all the storage units here. But this mountain here is too high, I can't remove it. Only if it was more or less over here. This is a lower area, but even so, it would still be a bit unrealistic. We'd have to make a really good adaptation, use this piece of water here and make a connection. But let's leave it like this for now. Maybe at most put these small tanks here, just so we don't end up without a storage building. The medium one fits here, so I'll put one here and another here, okay? 2 medium ones, 2 small ones. Each small one stores 30 tons. Each medium one 50, so in total 160 tons. We don't need to store much more than that because we're either going to use it or export it, so it's just temporary storage. I'll hit play to see how it works. I also added parking spaces. Filling this gap is already happening. First ship, the platform is right here on the side. It could be way back there, but it won't work because there's no oil here. The platform must remain nearby. The ship arrives here, it's going to dock at the platform, it's going to refuel. Let me see how much he's leaving with here. It doesn't show how much cargo he has, but he's transporting up to here. The pier's gonna bring it. It's a pretty quick process. And here the second ship is also working just fine. Same scheme. The efficiency of this pier is 114%. 17 employees in each before. This one only has 15, even less. And this first one is already at a production of 209 tons per month. And this second one, 170, so yeah. We're going to need more to cover our demand here, which was 700 tons, and it's already dropped to 333. In other words, we cut it in half. Well, then we also take advantage of this other side here, this other oil slick. I'll try, but if we buy it now, man, we'll likely take a loss. By doing this, I'll leave these two out just so we don't take too much of a loss because our expenses are almost exceeding our income. So the idea for the channel would be more or less here in the lower part of this hill. This here is nature taking over. Do you think it goes through here? Didn't see it? Is this wide enough? Maybe I would even take it up to here, make a delta. Man, this looks like a beach. It seems like an artificial pond for agricultural irrigation. This idea is cool, but I'm going to have to remove it because this is supposed to receive our canal up to here. Do you think this is enough? This size? We have to remove these trees too, obviously, and I'm also going to smooth out these cliffs here a bit. Like it or not, it looks more natural. Alright, the entrance to the canal is done here. Let's see how it looks. Let the water fill up this space. It seems like everything is fine here. Let's see, let's test it out. Do you think I should put a canal here? At least to show that it's not a natural formation, it's a human intervention. It will fit here, but I think it would be interesting to leave this platform more in the corner. It won't go because there's no water. Wait, there, I'm going to make this bigger. I want to see if the space won't be enough, but there will be two docking points here. I only wanted it on this side. I thought I knew how, but I didn't. Let's not go there. Let's create another new area here, then have a pier over here. All right. Now we can pull this platform all the way here, which is the farthest it goes, this little docking system here. And now place the platforms here offshore. I'll put one right here. I'll put another one over here, and the smaller ones. I think I can put one here, and one here. All right, that's it for now. Now I have to create the path over there. All right. Here it was relatively easy, just connect it. And here too, so I just need to draw the routes here as well. This one goes to this platform, this one to the other platform, and also connect the pipelines. And here, yes, we'll be able to set up a large yard on land. I'll even make it with a one-way street and position everything here. We even fit 4 here. On this other side, I think we'll fit fewer. Done. I put the medium one here, medium size. On this side, I'll put a warehouse yard here. Do you think it's worth putting one here and another one here? I hope there's no traffic because these yard issues have really traumatized me. Ever since I don't even think this will make sense because it's just bad, man. It's going to store everything. Look at the stored service resources, 23 resources. And man, what's the point of bringing electronics here or bringing cotton? I'm going to take it out. I can already tell this is going to go wrong, but I'll leave it. It's just that it would look nice aesthetically. Otherwise, it looks kind of empty. If I put these tanks here to fill the space, put them all together, maybe leave them a little more separated. I'm going to make an express road service out here. I removed it. Since I'm not going to use this area anymore, I took those streets out from here. I'm going to leave a road here in a more express system because my intention is to bring this street here. Actually, this highway over here, this one. I connected this end here, which gives access to the pier, and this one I'm going to connect here. But I'm going to do something on this straight stretch here, so we can have a connection between the 2 lanes, this one and this one. I think I'm going to make a kind of roundabout here so people can switch lanes. Or if someone wants to go straight to the other side, they can take this express lane. Whoever wants to access the pier here enters this local street. That's how it's going to work. That way, we win. Right? An approach like this lets us play around here because there's plenty of space to do it. Look, a lane change both on this side and here on the other side. It's a bit tricky here, but it's more complicated than I thought. There are a lot of entrances, but it's going, all right? The connection ended up like this here. So whoever is here can go straight and up ahead can take, right? This access ramp. Then you go to the right or to the left. And all of it applies to the math of the lanes. Okay, whoever is here can also access the roundabout here or go to this other side, just like this garbage truck did now. And whoever is here can also access this 3rd lane here on the left, and then can go this way or make a turn over here. Since we have these 2 roads, look, parallel to each other, one is express and the other is for those who are going to access the oil company here. And then, man, I was looking, and we have an entrance here. Look, and maybe it's the case, right? That we should even unlock this part here, man. Should I just buy everything here? Look. And also make a connection from this part to the expressway of the oil industry. With this entrance already, right? I think it will make things a lot easier for those who are going to access the oil industry here, right? And then I'm thinking about creating another pocket like this one. Exactly like this here, on the other side too, so people can make a U-turn and everything else. And here the ships are working, right? The ships are here, truck, tanker. It's written, right? A tanker ship. This one is smaller, a bit smaller. They go back and forth from our platforms, so everything is working just fine. I'm gonna take this road here too. I think I'll connect it here to one of these 2 streets and everything will be integrated, right? All streets, local roads, express access roads, and the highway out here as well. Everything connected. And people are already using this lane here to go straight to this exit. Instead of having to come back here to this intersection, maybe this intersection will be a bit tested. Its capacity, but I think it will handle it. It will hold up well. It's a way to avoid building many overpasses. I hope it works. And we're here now, producing, extracting all the oil we consume here on the island. And we're even selling a little bit. It's here. Look, 75 tons being exported. 66,604, look, with 627 being consumed internally. Yeah, and then this crude oil turns into petrochemicals here, right? Most of it, and a smaller part, becomes chemical products for the industries. There's a small death wave happening here, normal for the game, but that's it. I'm gonna end the episode here, okay? We've done a lot on this coastline, but it's not finished yet. I wanna finish this oil area in the next episode so we don't get stuck in the same industry like we did before. Hello from Bahia de Barbosa. Everything is going very well? Oh, there's already a traffic accident here, as usual, but that's how it is. I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Thank you very much to all the council members who made it this far. Their names are appearing in the credits as a way of saying thanks. I also want to thank our secretaries who had early access to this video. Their names are also appearing. I want to thank Giovanni Freitas, Jose Fernando Nagal, Pedro Mendez, and Rafa Fuxo. And I want to thank you, who is not a member, but made it this far. The very end of the video, commenting, liking, supporting. You are amazing, you are awesome. A big hug. We're always together, and see you next time, Valis.